Hi and welcome, it's Peg, and today's video is about Crafty Cards. Now, the other day I went to Rockford, Illinois and attended the Stamp Scrap Art Tour, and we did make and takes, and one of the cards that we did there was this one. This is a Crafty Cards die that makes this cute little centerpiece, and I will show you that as we progress, but I have several different ones. Now, this one is just, made with leftovers that I had from when I was doing card making, right? We all have these little pieces that are left over, so you make another card. But this is what I intend to show you today, is how to make these swing Z-fold cards and how to create this little centerpiece. So here we go. So you all know I hate to waste things. So what I've done is I've taken these glitter marker. These are packaging from the glitter markers, and they have the backing on them. And what I did is I ran a piece of tape, this Elizabeth double stick tape, on the back side of these papers like this. Then I cut them down into smaller pieces, and I ran them through my die cut machine with this die from Crafty Cards to create these embellishments, okay? Because that's good glitter paper and you don't want to just waste it. So now I've got all of these embellishments to use. So that's one of the first things that I want to do. Now, I have some cardstock. This is just a standard card, half sheet of paper card. And I'm going to cut that down. I score, and I cut my piece of paper in half to make a standard size card. Looking for my bone folder here. Here we go. So that's 5.5 by 4 1/4. So at 4 1/4, I'm going to score this. And fold my card in half. And then I'm also going to score this at 2 1/8, which is half of this sheet, half of the half, to create my fold back. So this is creating that V card. V, right there, or Z if you want to go all the way. Okay, so that's how we do our card base. Now I have some decorative papers, and you can use any colorful coordinating papers. I have a number of them here that would work well with this. And I'm going to cut that down to 4 by, what's the inside dimension of that? This is 4 by 5 1/4 to fit on my card here. What did I do with my glitter? Here we go. So this is going to become the decorative element here. Why can't I get that? There we go. This is thermal web tape. And I could use either side of this paper. I glue this in with the hearts going the right side up, preferably. And then I'm going to glue each of those pieces that are 1 1/2 by 5 1/4 to the interior here. Trying to get this lined up straight. And one more. Pretty easy card, really. Okay, and then I cut a 1 1/2, let's see, yeah, 1 1/2 inch strip like this. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to score it. At the 2 1/8 and at the 4 1/4, and then I'm going to take, this is 1 1/2, I need some of those scrap pieces, 1 inch, no, 1 1/2, I want it at 1 1/4, yeah, 1 3/4, and 1 more cut at 1 3/4. That'll go right there. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to do the opposite just to give it a little contrast here. So that's going to go on here for decoration. But let me show you these cute little Pix stamps from Art Gone Wild. They come packaged like this. It has instructions about how you can store all of this. I can store the dies and everything in here because it's one of those, what are they called? CD cases? So I'm going to pick a couple of these cute little stamps, and I've got 1 inch squares. So I need 4 of the 1 inch squares, and they are going to be mounted in a diamond pattern. So I'm just going to take 4 of these little 1 inch squares, and I'm going to stamp them with some of these cute little stamps. So I'm going to get a flower. And what did I do with my ink? Here's my ink. I've got a flower, and I'm going to get a, here's a little watering can, and then I've got words that are, I just wanted to say, and have a good day. So I'm going to stamp those. And these really stamp quite nicely. put them back before I lose them. And we need the little have a good day. And a little flower petal. Okay. So that's easy peasy, right? Then I want to color those images. I'm going to stick this back in here. Get it out of the way. So I'm going to grab some of my new pens from Studio 71. And let's see, we've got orange and red and what colors do I want to use here? Let's use this. These are vibrant markers, and they're only $1 a piece, so I got them from Anthony's at the Stamp Scrap Art Tour in Rockford last week, and I like them a lot. They're dual tip, so I can go to the fine tip, colorize the interior of this. Let me do the outline of my little watering can. And let's get yellow. It looks almost green. Okay, I'm good with that, no problem. That does not look like a yellow, does it? Alright, so we've got those pieces colored, and then what we need are these other die cuts. So I have this circle cut. Let's set this aside. And I'm going to mount these inside of that. So I need 2 passes. This is my little prism cutting machine. And I need cutting pads. And paper. So let me get another piece of decorative paper. And I want, when I do this, let me see, this is the base plate. So I'm just going to put my dies on the base plate here. And Actually, I'm going to put them closer together because I don't want to waste paper. And then I'm going to put the cutting plate on top and run that through. This is a little bit too big. So that'll cut my first 2 circles. And then I need 2 more. Okay, so let's finish a card out. I'm going to glue these pieces together. I'm going to use some adhesive in addition to the glue because we know that those tape runners don't always stay where you think they're going to be. You get something in the mail and it's falling apart, you're not real happy with that. Okay, so I've got these 3 pieces that I'm going to layer around the inside of this card, just like so. The glue runner will keep it in place while we put the card together here. So we've got those. And remember we had our strip of paper that we folded in half and then in half again, right? So now I need to put something on that. Let me find, I've got several papers over here. Let's see which one I want to use. Just like so. One more piece. So, and then I want to glue this down, and a little bit of adhesive over here. Glue that down, and what we do is we fold our card up. Oh, look at that. I've got stuff on both sides of this one. Alright, we're going to fold our card up and fold this piece, and this is going to go right here, like so. Okay, or I could have done it like that. Alright, so next we're going to layer the centerpiece. Now these can be any color you want. I've die cut a bunch of different pieces here, and I think I'm going to use the orange or the purple. What do you think, orange or the purple? I think I'll just go with the card base orange. And I'm going to layer another piece onto that, and I think that'll be the purple. So let me cut a piece of the purple paper. Okay, time for a little assembly. So I'm going to start gluing things down here. Where that snowflake came from, good grief. And then we had die cut these pieces, and you can do them either way. I think I'm going to do it with the orange up. So you see that the die has a little crease on the edge, so you can easily fold the edges of the die, just like this. And what I'm going to do is take a little glue, put that on the edge, slip this inside of there, and assemble. I wonder if I got that a little bit too big or something. It does not want to sit down in there. Alright, trimming it out. That's better. Sometimes you just don't cut perfectly. Okay, so we're going to do this 4 times. I've got my discs cut out. So this part gets a little bit fiddly. I'm just repeating by folding the circles to make the little flaps on the edges, and then I'm going to glue the squares that we stamped and colored into those little squares that, or those little circles that we've got the flaps on. Once I've created 4 of those, then I will make the diamond pattern on the middle of the square, the purple and the orange square, and glue those down. So you can see it's a lot of fussing and gluing and positioning and so we'll just speed this section up. Alright, so now we've got the card, got my happy birthday, gonna stick that on the inside, got a little note there, gonna glue up half of this piece because you don't want to glue the whole thing or you're gonna stick the whole card down, and glue that onto the front, and voila, you have your card. Got my extra little glittery pieces that I'm going to take out and maybe stick on there. Just like that. And we have our cards. And this was the original. So thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope if you like this content, you'll subscribe and follow and share. And remember, if you're going to go shop at Amazon, use my links down below because that gives my channel a few cents. And I will see you again next time. Thanks for stopping.